Hey guys, it's John. This is an Oblivion Remastered video. In this video, we're going to be talking about my first impressions of Oblivion Remastered. So far, I've been playing it a couple days now. I'll just give my quick thoughts. I feel like it's mostly the same game. I feel like it's pretty much the same as the original. It's just obviously the graphics are a lot better. But, I don't know. Once you get used to the graphics, I'll talk about the graphics like more later on, but I'm one of those kind of people that maybe this is most people, like, I really don't like the graphics horror people because they're always like, oh my god guys, look at the graphics, it looks so good, you know, whatever game has good graphics. And then I'm the kind of person of like, I only give a shit about gameplay because graphics don't fucking matter. And the reason they don't fucking matter is, even like in a game like Oblivion, you pay attention to the graphics for like maybe the first hour or two of gameplay, and then your eyes kind of glaze over because you're like, oh, I'm focused on objectives. I'm focused on picking plants or killing people or raiding dungeons or whatever. It's like, are you really paying attention to the graphics? Like, I don't pay attention to graphics like past, like, I don't know, 2-3 hours of gameplay. Like, the only time I ever pay attention to graphics in a game that's super beautiful is like Elden Ring, for example. Like, you go to a new area that you've never been to before and you see some crazy castle and you're like, oh my god, this thing is gorgeous or whatever. But again, once you actually go in the castle, you're not really paying attention to graphics anymore. So it's like you really only pay attention to graphics when it comes to like a set piece in a video game. You know, like some castle or boss fight the first time you see it or whatever. And yeah, like I said, I don't really pay attention to Oblivion's graphics like at all. So like, you know, now I don't even pay attention. Like, I'm just like, whatever, I'm just playing the game. So I made a big old list. That's my that's the quick spark notes of my video. Basically just, you know, graphics are cool, gameplay still feels pretty much the same. There is some minor improvements, like some nice stuff they've changed, like quality of life stuff. So I made a big old huge list. I'm just gonna go over it. So the sprint jumping, that was one thing where I'm like, dude, the sprint jumping, that shit's gonna be OP in certain dungeons, like particularly the alien dungeons. There's lots of parts, even in quest lines, in like quest alien dungeons, where you're gonna be able to like just jump and just like jump over a gap you would never have been able to jump over, you know, in the original game, because the sprinting gives you so much more forward momentum. So I think that's kind of interesting. And I don't think it's a bad thing, because it's like, I don't think it's going to break. Well, I know speedrunners are going to find a way to break the game for sure, but for just the normal people, it's like, whatever. It'll be nice. The clairvoyance is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's new. That was not in the original, I don't think. The clairvoyance spell, how it's kind of like Dead Space locator showing you where to go. It's kind of cool. The Emperor assassination, dude, I was shocked about that. I was like, holy shit. Because in the original game, you know, the assassin's just like, yeah, he just like slashes them. Oh yeah, spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen it, but it's like, dude, it's literally the first 10 minutes of the game. Yeah, so they changed the Emperor assassination. He gets like stabbed in the back, and then the assassin just like rips his whole fucking throat open. I was like, damn, like, that was crazy. That's cool. Let's see, the class creation UI, I think it looks cool. It looks nicer now. I like how they added descriptions and stuff for like the new, well, like, you know, they explain things better than the original game. That's pretty cool. Some skills have new bonuses too. That's, I think, probably the most crazy thing. Let's see. Yeah, so like Blade, for example, look at, now it has, your attacks have a chance to bleed. That was never the case. Alchemy, you now have a chance to get, it says you can have more simultaneous potion effects. I don't think that was worded before. I don't know if that was something that was intrinsic in the old game or if this is new. I don't remember. You always craft an additional potion. Again, that's new. I think, again, though, I thought you just did that. It was like something that was just not said about alchemy in Oblivion, that it would sometimes create additional potions. I don't remember if that was the case or not. Maybe they just put it into wording now. All the spells categories pretty much say the same shit. Oh, you can just use all spells, whatever. Permanently increase. Merchants have the best items. The athletics one seems super OP. Look at sprinting consumes a lot less fatigue. Sprinting no longer consumes fatigue. That's fucking crazy. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, so all the skills, except for the spells anyways, have something new usually added to them, which is pretty cool. Jumping consumes a lot less fatigue. That's interesting. Security, I think, is pretty much the same. Speechcraft. I never paid attention to speechcraft. I have no idea. Greatly increased protection. So it's only certain skills. It's not all of them. But still, it's interesting that they actually, you know, change some stuff like that. They added new loading screens, which are pretty cool. They have like pencil drawings and all that. I think they look nice. They're not like super crazy or nothing, but they do look nice. Let's see, the speechcraft seems the same. The UI just looks nicer. I didn't even know. I was watching Eris's stream, and people were telling Eris about how when you move the little thingy to go to the different, you know, joke, boast or whatever, when you move that, the character's expression will change depending on if they like the topic or not. I didn't even know that was a thing. I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I was like that in the first, you know, in Oblivion, the first game. And I was like, huh? Like, I never even paid attention to their face when I was doing the mini game. I just fucking, you know, just talked to people and just figured out by their, you know, their response whether they liked the topic or not. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, what the fuck? How did I not know that? Let's see. The leveling system was changed. Every time I'll show a clip of that. When you level up, now you get attributes instead of, you know, instead of having to level up the weirdo skills, you know, like, oh, I gotta level up, you know, this skill 5 times and this other skill 5 times. Otherwise, I'm gonna screw up my whole, like, attribute allocation for the character. So they got rid of that. It seems like you just get 10 level ups in any skill, I think. I'm not sure. I feel like the minor skills might get... So yeah, it's cool. It's a lot better. It might be kind of OP because now, like my guy, for example, I'm barely level 10. I already have 80 strength. And I think the cap is 100. I'm like level 12. So it's like, that might actually be kind of OP. It might make the game a little easier. Being able to have really good attributes, whereas you weren't able to do that before. Unless you were, you know, a fucking egghead. Let's see. You still have to spam skills to level up. So, you know, for acrobatics, you still have to jump around. I mean, for healing, you know, for spells and whatnot, you still have to cast spells. Like, you know, so that hasn't changed at all. You're still gonna have to be a spamming. I was hoping that they would do something to change that, you know. But you know, it's just how the game is. One thing that is kind of nice, I did notice about the spells, they did make spells better. For grinding spells, you actually get more XP in the spell category the more mana you spend, or it could be based off of the actual, you know, how much power the spell has behind it, you know, the power of the buff or the power of the damaging spell, which, I mean, that correlates to increased mana use anyways, so I don't know. The eggheads can figure that out, which one it is. Maybe it's both of them. But, so that's really nice, because before in the old game, it was like, you wanted to be casting spells that cost like 1 magicka or something because they gave the same amount of XP as, you know, the super god spell that, you know, cost 200 magicka. So I think that's a good change. They based the XP based off how much magicka spent. Very good change. I like that. Picking up herbs, that's cool. You pick them up. Watch, let me show you. When you pick them up, they actually like get like sucked up into the air or something, like you pick them up. It's kind of cool. I did have some that bugged out for me, I think at this shrine over here, Molag Bal Shrine, where like I would pick them and they still stayed. It was funny. So I don't know if that's a bug or they just didn't want them to disappear. It looks like a bug to me. That's kind of cool. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I'm freaking picking plants all day, making potions. Oh, so nice. On Guard the Fence, he's back. Fucking Stephen King, he's my main bro. I always sell all my fence or my stolen stuff to him all the time. He looks even more like Stephen King now. Totally awesome. Let's see, the combat feels a little faster, more visceral, because they did some changes to the sound effects and the hitting and all that. Some of the animations are really good, like the dagger stabbing and stuff like that looks really cool. It still pretty much feels the same to me. Like I said, when I first played it, it was like, oh dude, it feels like way better. And then now that I've played it a lot more, I'm just kind of like, I mean, it's nice, the changes they made to the combat, but it still pretty much feels the same. Like if you talk to any Oblivion veteran, they're just gonna be like, yeah, it still feels mostly the same to me. I mean, just you know, new animations. It's like a little faster, I guess. I don't know. It feels like it's like 10% better or 5% better, something like that. Like a very marginal difference. The AI is still retarded. It doesn't seem like it's that much different. It's just like I said, the combat mostly feels like it's mostly the same, just with a new coat of paint over it. There's still lots of jank shit. Talking to NPCs from above them still looks hilarious. That was pretty funny. You can still pick up items with E and drag them, you know, like with your hand. It shows a little hand icon. They took it out in the original game. There was a little hand icon when you grab items, you know, with the grab thing, and to drag them. And now there's no hand icon, so you have to be like, okay, did I actually pick this thing up or not? You have to like test it before you start walking away from the item. That's kind of annoying. I don't know why they took out the hand icon. It's like, bro, like, it's kind of nice to be able to tell if you pick something up or not. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's certain baskets. Dude, I was pissed. There's certain baskets like in the guilds that used to be full of like potatoes and shit. And you could like knock them over in the first Oblivion. Potatoes would fly everywhere when you pick up the basket or whatever. Now some of these baskets are fucking attached to the ground. They're actually just objects. You know, they're part of the world now. They're not movable with physics. I was like, what? That's a small complaint. I don't really give a shit, but I'm still like, man, that's dumb. Why'd they change that? It's whatever. Doesn't matter. Let's see. For alchemy, they changed alchemy a little bit. Now they have a filter thing up here. It's still kind of clunky to use this thing. I mean, it's nice they added it, but it is still kind of clunky. I wish they had like a search or something, or I don't know. I just wish it was designed better. It's still clunky. Like, it's nice. You can put on like, oh, this is the category of stuff I want. And then it will, you know, tell you what you should put on. But I remember in the first game, wasn't it like you would choose a thing and then it would do it for you? Like it would automatically remove most of the stuff. I think it was like that. I don't remember. Maybe that's a false memory. I thought it kind of filtered stuff automatically for you in the original game. Which now that I'm here, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like that better. Now I have to actually go do it myself. It's nice. I like it. It's good. I just wish it wasn't so clunky. So yeah, filters are cool. Wow, I'm actually already almost done. I just go to the graphics now. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, the game is very beautiful. Some races look totally fucked up. Look at my fucking Dunmer. I think I screwed up because look at him. Dude, he looks like a vampire from a fucking 80s movie. Like a fucked up monster vampire. It's hilarious. I thought it was just Dunmer, but then I've seen a lot of other Dunmer in the game and I'm like, okay, they don't look fucking hideous. But it's like, yeah, don't use the randomizer, man. The fucking randomizer will totally make your character look like shit. Make him look like a fucking monster, unless that's what you want. But yeah, no, the faces are weird because it's like, I feel like it's like a fucking AI made the faces or some shit. It probably did. Where like, when you look at the faces from far away, you're like, oh, they look attractive or handsome or beautiful or whatever. And then when you walk up closer to him, you're like, oh, he looks like he's made out of fucking clay or something. Or, you know, it's like a fucking robot made a trap, like made some trap hot lady. So from far away, she looks hot. But then when you walk up closer, you see her face is made out of, I don't know, nasty shit. And you're just like, what the fuck? And then she kills you because it's a robot trap, you know? That's the way that's the way I feel with the faces in Oblivion Remastered. I'm just like, some people do look good. Some people do. Like, I think Boris looks good. I haven't seen Boris without a helmet, though. I only seen him in the beginning. Dude, I was pissed about Armin Kristoff. They made him look, no offense, but they made him look very street, you know? Whereas before, Armin Kristoff was like, you know, he looked like a gentleman kind of thief, you know? And now they made him look like, you know, he from the hood, you know? He not exactly gentleman thief anymore. Looks like he stole a lot of shit. And didn't give a shit about it, or like punched an old lady and stole her purse or something. You know, he doesn't he looks a little, like I said, a little street, you know? He doesn't look so gentlemanly anymore. I think the orcs look really cool. Before, the orcs kind of looked like almost like too roundish, like too soft, like their faces, like the features. Now they look more aggressive looking. I like their faces. Let's see. There is some beautiful ladies, but kind of few and far between. There was this one beautiful alchemist in Skingrad, you know, the necrophilia one, and she used to look very pretty, and now she looks kind of like, she doesn't look pretty anymore. She doesn't look ugly, but she doesn't look pretty like she did before. So I was kind of like, huh, why'd you do that? The beggars actually look desperate. At least the one beggar over there by Armin Kristoff. I haven't talked to any other beggars, so maybe the other beggars still look normal. But that beggar over there by Armin Kristoff, like, he looks fucking desperate, or he looks like he's got some kind of, like, you know, I don't know, he's a druggie or something. He looks sick. He doesn't look healthy. I think my favorites out of all the new faces, I actually kind of don't like the Khajiit, dude. The Khajiit look kind of fucking retarded. Like, I don't like their faces. They don't look good. Before, even in the first game, they actually look more like cats. And I feel like they fucked up their faces, and they just look kind of weird. I don't like the Khajiit. I will say that. I'm not even a khajiit person. I don't even play. I've never played a khajiit. But I'm like, dude, why did you disrespect khajiit like that? Like, what'd you do to them? Like, why'd you make them look dumb? I think the coolest out of everybody from, you know, the remastered faces, the fucking Argonians, dude. They look like fucking dinosaurs now. I am so fucking jealous. I'm like, damn, I never played Argonians, but I might make one now because I want to be a fucking dinosaur. They look badass. So yeah, the fucking Argonians are definitely the one that won in the remastered new faces for sure. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, the new graphics, they do look good. When you go outside, it does look really pretty. I also did lower my graphics too because I was getting weird, like my comp was chugging when it was raining over there by Armin Kristoff, and I was like, okay, I gotta lower the graphics because I haven't even updated my drivers because they said there was some issues or something with the newest drivers for NVIDIA, so I'm like, I'm gonna wait for that one. But no, it does look very pretty. I think the cave lighting looks probably the best, like in the beginning of the tutorial. Oh my god, that's really beautiful cave lighting. It looks really good. The torches look really sick. The rats looked really cool in the beginning. I like the rats. I've seen trolls already. They look kind of the same. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought the rats looked so nice, whereas the other animals I've seen, like bears and trolls, was kind of like, like they don't really look that crazy. Maybe it's just because like I said, I've already glazed over. My eyes have glazed over the graphics, and I don't give a shit anymore. I'm not sure. The summon weapons look pretty cool. When you actually equip them, when you actually use summon weapons, it looks like a Daedric weapon with like a light blue outline. But when you see other people using them, like, you know, third person, man, it looks really sick seeing the blue aura or whatever around the item. I think it looks really cool. It looks way better than it did before, because before it was just like, oh, let's have a Daedric weapon, whatever. But yeah, seeing that blue shit around the Daedric weapon now is like, oh, dude, that looks sick. Some of the spells look a little better. I mean, obviously they look better, but they still, like, Oblivion has, like, very muted spells and stuff. I like the particle effects. That's, I think, what makes it look the best is all the particle effects, like, on your hands and then when it hits and whatnot. So that's actually cool. I didn't even notice that there's, like, these particle effects, like, when you hit stuff, when you hit objects or whatever. It actually looks pretty cool. I didn't even pay attention to that. That looks cool. I think the summoning particle effects are probably the best. Like, look at this shit. Oh my god, it looks so sick. Seeing this portal open up and yeah, all the little particle effects. It looks really good. It looks nice. I think the last thing I'll probably talk about is, I can't even harvest this stupid mushroom. What the hell? It's part of the tree, I guess. The last thing I'll probably talk about is just like the voice acting. They have changed some of the voice acting. It seems like half. Like half of the voice acting is the same, and then half of it is new, which is cool. I don't mind. At least I say that now. But oh man, they better not have changed certain voice actors. Like, it seems like the important characters they haven't changed at all. Like Boris and all them. But I'm gonna be pissed if Lucien LeChance has like a different voice actor or something. I'll be like, bro, like certain people you can't change because they're like, they did a good job. Like the voice actors, you know, they actually did do a good job for certain characters. They're not all horrible. So I'm hoping they didn't change any of the major characters, you know, voices. But overall, for all the minor stuff, like the, you know, some shopkeepers have different voice actors, stuff like that. I don't mind. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They sound fine. They sound good to me. I'm trying to think of something else, but I think that's pretty much it. I haven't really noticed anything too different yet, like when it comes to quests and things like that. It still seems like mostly the same to me, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't gotten lucky and seen anything too crazy. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. For the OG fans of Oblivion, do I think that you should buy this? I think if you are a super rabid fan of Oblivion, I think you probably should. Like, it's cool to see the new graphics and the changes and stuff. But honestly, if you don't really give a shit, like, it's better to just play the original Oblivion and just, you know, use mods and all that, because, you know, modded Oblivion is totally psycho, totally crazy with all the stuff you can add and whatnot. So yeah, rabid fan, I think yes, you should probably buy it. It will probably be good, and you probably don't even need a video to watch it because you probably already bought it. But for the rest of you hardcore people, like the hardcore Oblivion fans, I don't think you should buy it. I don't really think that it's worth it. I think maybe someday if they do add a lot of mods and whatnot, I guess they were saying supposedly they didn't want to make it so people could mod it, but you know how modders are, they're gonna figure out a way. I think if if they do create a lot of crazy mods for Oblivion Remastered, then it would be probably worth buying it, you know, on a sale or something. But I don't know. I'm not a modder. I'm not a programmer. I have no idea if it's even feasible or possible for them to do that. I have no idea. So, yeah, I guess just wait and see for the people who are on the fence about buying it. I do not think graphics are worth buying a remaster for. I think anybody, from my perspective, I think anybody who is obsessed with graphics and like that's all it takes for you to buy a remaster or to buy a, you know, HD version or whatever, I think you're a fucking boomer, and I don't think your opinion matters. Like, I'm just like, why do you give a shit about graphics? Like, who fucking cares? Like, you should care more about the game. So to me, that's like a telltale sign of like an old person when they're like, oh my god, but look at the graphics. I gotta buy this HD remaster. I'm like, who gives a fuck, dude? Nobody cares. Like, at least that's the way I see things. Don't think you should ever buy a game just because of HD improved graphics from the original. I don't think that's not worth it to me. So, and like I said, the gameplay additions they've made in the remaster, or the changes they made, they're really nice. Like the XP thing, or, you know, changing the attribute system. It's really nice. I appreciate it, but it's not like totally game changing where I'm like, oh my god, the game's totally different now. I mean, the game technically is totally different now, technically speaking, but I don't feel like it's that big of a change to, you know, where it's like, dude, you gotta play the remaster. It's a totally different game. Like, not really. Like, it's like I said, if I were to, based on my 3 or 4 days of playing it or whatever, I would say it's like 30% different, maybe. And even that's kind of generous. Ignoring the graphics, I feel like it's like, I don't know, 15 to 25% different, you know, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But I'll let you know. I'll probably make another one as like, you know, maybe I'll make another one at like 100 hours or something, because I feel like at 100 hours I'll probably have a really good idea of what's going on in this game. So, but I think that's it for the video, guys. I think I've gone on long enough. I'm already at the 25-minute mark. So yeah, that's my first impressions of Oblivion Remastered. I think it's really cool. I'm enjoying playing it. I don't have any complaints really that I can think of. Really cool. Graphics are nice. Don't really need them. The gameplay changes are nice. I appreciate them, but they're not like fucking, you know, they're not game changing. They're not life changing updates and stuff. They're more convenient stuff they've done. But yeah, pretty good so far. I'll let you know if I still feel the same way at 100 hours or whatever, or if my opinions have changed. But that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.